Hi, it's Tash. Welcome to Tash's Library. Today's video is going to be my favorite video to make each month, and that is my TBR game to help me choose my May TBR. Now, I am going to try and keep my choices quite short if possible, because I am moving in May, and I know that's going to restrict my reading, particularly since I have to do some renovations as well. So we shall see. But doing a lot of YouTubing for renovations, I can tell you that. Now, just to make things even more complicated, I've decided to join Break Even Books readathon. So this is the May the Force read with you readathon. I love Star Wars. I couldn't resist, so I'm going to give it a go. And the great thing about this particular readathon is you don't have to do every prompt. You can just do as many prompts as are possible. So what I'm going to try and do is double them up. So basically I'm going to go with the light side. So I'm going to go with the Jedi Order, and I'm going to go with a human character. The reason for that is because that's one less prompt. I know I have to be kind to myself. I would have liked to go for another species, but human is easy and doable at this stage. Then you also need to have different prompts for particular weapons you might want, and also prompts for particular allies you might get on side, and then a certain number of prompts to work out how far you get in the Jedi Order. Now, I think I'm probably only going to do 3 prompts for that. So I'm probably going to end up just as a Jedi Knight. I'm okay with that. If I get to Jedi Knight in a month that I am moving and I still manage to accrue some weapons and allies, you know what? I'm happy. So I'm going to go with that. I think it's doable. And what I'll do is I'll also put down Break Even Books' announcement video in the description below, because it sounds like super fun. So if you want to find out more, check it out. This is my TBR board. Once again, I'm playing with my little Eeyore Lego piece. I'm going to be throwing 2 dice, and I'm going to do 8 rolls to get 8 books. However, I have introduced the rule that if I throw a double, I have to add an extra roll. I know this could be dicey, and I pardon the pun, but it's exciting, right? And once again, just like last time, I now have the different colored cards that feature different categories. So depending on which color square I land on, I then have to pick a corresponding card. Green is covers and formats, so that could be choose a light colored book. Titles and prose could be pick a book with the word the in it. Then blue is genres, settings, and tropes. So that could be non-fiction, or it could be features space. It's so random means I have some kind of randomizer game. So it could be a pick a wheel. It could be Bookworm Game. Gold is stats and authors. So that could be about the publication date, or author surnames, or debut authors, etc. Once again, if I land on one of the bookworm spots, then I get to play the Bookworm Game. So I've got some options to play Bookworm Game, 2 on the board, and I've got a couple of cards in there as well, for it's so random. And the reason for that is I love the Bookworm Game, and from the comments I've received, you guys love the Bookworm Game too. So without further ado, let's start with our first roll. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a green. So that's going to be a covers and format card. And I'm just going to shuffle them up and just grab a random one. Beautiful cover. So for beautiful cover, I'm going to go with Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This is a book that I've wanted to read for some time. I did initially purchase it because the cover's just so beautiful. Look at the foiling on it. And it's such a cool color. So yes, I think it's a beautiful cover. And it sounds pretty awesome. So I think it's like magical realism with a bit of time travel, where people can travel back in time to kind of go back to a time that they have regrets or So to talk to someone they didn't talk to, or right or wrong, or speak to a loved one. But the only proviso is that they have to be back in the coffee shop before the coffee gets cold. Sounds cool. I don't know if it's going to be a tearjerker. I kind of hope it isn't, because I'm not good at sad, but at the same time, it could be beautiful. And you know what? I'm going to be moving anyway, so there's going to be heaps of tears. I may as well just add a few more, right? Now, this book will also fulfill my buzzwords challenge, because the buzzword for May is flavor, and I'm going to go with coffee as a flavor. I think that works. I'm just going to make it work. The other thing for Star Wars, this I believe is going to be multi-POV. I kind of hope it is. If it isn't, that's okay, because multi-POV just gives you an extra ally, and this will give me the Rebel Alliance on my side. But if it isn't multi-POV, it just means I lose an ally. That's okay. Well, I'm just going to take the chance. Roll number 2 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another green. My gosh. Okay, let's take this one. Animal on the cover. Ooh, I like that. I do like animals on the covers. And it's going to be fun to try and find. For animal on the cover, I'm going to stretch this a little bit. And I'm going to go with the 3rd book in the Books of Earthsea. So that'll be The Farthest Shore by Ursula K. Le Guin. It's a dragon. A dragon is an animal, right? Yes, a mythical animal, but that's okay. I'm going to count it as an animal. I do really want to continue the series. I'm absolutely loving it. And yes, this is going to be it. It also fulfills the Star Wars prompt, nature on the cover, which will get me onto the first rung of my Jedi career. Roll number 3 is a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bookworm Game. So this is the Bookworm Game. It is a fun word dice game. However, I'm using it just for the prompt cards at this stage. Each card has 3 prompts on it. And the way I'm going to use it is if I throw a 1 or 2, I pick prompt number 1. If I throw 3 and 4, I pick prompt number 2. And if I throw 5 or 6, I have to pick prompt number 3. Now, these are challenging and they're really fun to try and match up, because I sometimes have to think outside of the box. So I'm going to shuffle these and hope for a really fun prompt. So exciting. All right, I'm going to pick this one. Ooh, so I've got 1 is a name for a horse, 2 animals in the mountains, and 3 dwarven things. Okay, let's see which one I'm going to get. A name for a horse. All right, this could be challenging. So I have to go try and find a book where the title could be a good name for a horse. I think this is going to be quite fun to do. So let me see what I can find. Bookworm Game. Love Bookworm Game. So I got name for a horse. Now this was kind of fun to do, because you're looking at different book titles thinking, would that make a good name for a horse? So I've decided to go with 9 Fox Gambits, because Gambits sounds cool for a horse, right? That sounds like an awesome name for a horse, in my opinion. Also, this is going to fulfill a Star Wars prompt, vehicle on the cover, which will give me a spaceship. So that's pretty good. Now, I don't know anything about this book. I'm assuming it's a bit of a space opera. I picked it up mainly because it was recommended on Shades of Orange, which is one of my favorite channels to watch. And therefore, I completely trust her suggestions. I love everything that she has said she's loved and I've read. And therefore, 9 Fox Gambit, I believe, is going to be awesome. Roll number 4 is a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another green. Oh my gosh, okay. And illustrated spine. Nice. For illustrated spine, I'm going to go with For the Throne by Hannah Witten. That does have an illustration on the spine, so I think that counts. It will also fulfill a Star Wars prompt that will give me a lightsaber, and that is the opposite of your favorite color. My favorite color is green, red is the opposite, so that fulfills that prompt. So far, yes, I'll be on the first rung of my Star Wars career. I'll have an ally, hopefully, and I'll have a spaceship. Can't go wrong, right? So this is the second book in a duology, the first book being For the Wolf. Now this is kind of a fantasy romance, and I really liked it. I mean, it's not my top, but I do actually want to continue it. And it follows these two girls. One of them is destined for the throne, and then the other one is destined for the wolf, which basically means she gets sent out of the forest as a sacrifice to allay this threat to the kingdom. So the first book follows this young girl who gets sacrificed, and then the second book is looking at her sister, who is then going to take over the throne at some point. So I can't tell you much more because it would be spoilers, but I'm looking forward to finishing this. I mean, it's a bit chunkier than some of the books that I'm going to hopefully choose, but it will finish off a duology, and I do want to finish series, and it does fulfill a number of prompts. All right, roll number 5 is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's a red. Awesome. So titles and prose. I like that because I like picking books based on titles. And a series. Nice. Okay. I can do that. A lot of the books I actually have on my TBR are series, so that works. For series, I'm going to start a graphic novel series, and this is Monstrous Volume 1. I'm pretty excited about this one. I don't know much about it except that it seems to be like a fantasy horror blend, and it looks awesome. The graphics are just beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It'll also fulfill a Star Wars prompt, which will give me another ally from the Resistance, and that's because it's all mainly one color. I'm going to assume that's mainly brown. I know there's the odd bits of black, but they're actually almost like dark brown, so I'm going to let that count. Yeah, I could end up with no allies at this stage, but anyway, I'm going to count that as all mostly brown, and I'm really looking forward to this. As I said, I don't know much about it, but a graphic novel is going to be much appreciated in May. Roll number 6 is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a gold, so that's stats and authors. Let's pick this one. Oh no, my longest book. Right, that could be challenging. Let's hope I get no doubles, right? Let's hope I get no doubles. Longest book. This is not the prompt I needed in May, right? So I've kind of been torn because technically my longest book, if I had actually finished my April TBR, would be The Way of Kings. However, there is no way I'm going to finish the longest book that I have on my TBR, and that is Judas Unchained by Peter F. Hamilton. This is on my April TBR, and seriously, that's as far as I've got, and I've got 2 other books to read in the midst of trying to pack. There is no way I'm going to continue this book this month, and therefore I'm going to carry it over. I know that's possibly cheating, but look, I'm just not going to be able to get to it. And so this will be the longest book. Yes, I still wish I hadn't pulled this prompt, but anyway. So this is a sequel to Pandora's Star, which basically follows a futuristic solar system where Earth has created this commonwealth of planets that are all connected via wormholes throughout the galaxy. And what they discover one day, however, is that one of the stars way off in the distance has just shut off. And this could only be done through technology. So they know that there must be intelligent life in that part of the universe galaxy. And however, there are no wormholes leading there. So they decide to build this spaceship to go and investigate. And of course, just as every space opera, you know, you're really better off not investigating these things because of course this unearths all these problems. But it is a sweeping space opera. It is awesome. It is a bit slow at times, but it's got some great characters, some great battle sequences. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to finishing this. Okay, 2 more rolls. Roll number 7 is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a red. Another titles and prose. Let's go with this one. Name in the title. Cool. So that means that it's got to have a person's name, character's name on the title. For name in the title, I'm going to go with a novella, and that is the sequel to Binti, and this is Binti Home. I've been looking forward to continuing this series. It follows a Nigerian girl who goes off on a spaceship to study in a university on another planet, and all sorts of shenanigans happen on the spaceship on her way. There's a lot of first contacts, etc. It's really good fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. And of course, Binti is her name, and that is on the cover. This will also fulfill a Star Wars prompt, and this is under 275 pages because it's a novella. And this will give me my second rung of my career towards Jedi Knight. And the final roll. Haha, not the final roll. Right, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Silver. It's so random. I love it so random because I love playing the different games. Let's see. I think I might pull this one here. Random shelf. Ooh, okay. So that means I'm going to have to label my different shelves and do a number generator and then pick a book that's on that shelf that I haven't read. I like that. That should be fun. That's a new prompt for me. So we'll see how that goes. That's shelf number 8. So that's mainly my middle grade YA shelf. So I have read quite a lot of these. I have read the Nevermore series. I have read the Shadow and Bone series. I have read Onyeka and the Academy of the Sun. So that would leave me with either Winnie the Pooh, The Marvelous, Amari and the Night Brothers, The Grandest Bookshop in the World, or 6 of Crows. Let me have a think about which one I'm going to want to read. Random shelf. This was kind to me because it gave me my middle grade YA shelf, and therefore I get to choose a nice middle grade novel, which is going to be a really fun, quick read, hopefully. So I've selected The Marvelous by Donielle Clayton. I've heard such good things about this one, and I've been really looking forward to it. It's kind of got magic school vibes, and in a way it reminds me a little bit of Onyeka and the Academy of the Sun. And for this reason, I'm also going to count this as one of the Star Wars prompts, which is looking at a book that has a similar premise or cover. So I think this has a similar premise to a lot of those middle grade, superpower, academic setting books. So that's what I'm going to choose for it. And this will give me my final career rung towards Jedi Knight. Now, this book, as I said, I don't know much about, but it's the Arcanum Training Institute for Marvelous and Uncanny Endeavors, a magical school in the clouds where marvelous from across the world practice their arts, and where conjurers have previously been forbidden until now. It's also got some family aspects, so that's why it reminds me a lot of Onyeka and the Academy of the Sun, although once I read it, maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm so looking forward to this because I've heard such amazing things about this book. And the final roll number 9, is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's another It's So Random. I like this. Let's go with, I'm going to shuffle them up a bit because I'm kind of thinking, let's see what I get. I'm going to get this one. Color wheel. Awesome. So I get to use a random color wheel and then have to pick a book with a matching colored cover, or that color in the cover somewhere. And color wheel, I selected grey. Right, so grey, I've decided to go with another short little novel, and this is Wizard of the Pigeons by Megan Lindholm, who's of course Robin Hobb. And nice short little book. It is predominantly grey, in my opinion. And yeah, I don't know much about this, but it's in the city, subtle magic seeps through the cracks of the pavement. Wizard can read the magic, for he has the gift of knowing. He can hear truth in whispers from the exhibits in the museum, from the beat of birds' wings, from the skipping rope chants of children. But this talent bears a cost. He can never have more than $1 in his pocket, must always remain celibate, and must feed and protect the pigeons. That does not sound like a good deal, right? Not a good deal at all. But anyway, hopefully this is fun. I haven't actually read any Robin Hobb, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing, like, I've heard such great things about her writing, so I think this is going to be one I'm going to definitely enjoy. I hope I'm going to enjoy it. That's pretty much it. The only other Star Wars prompt that I have to potentially get a blaster is if I read a book in different locations each time. So you can't read the same book in the same location on 2 different sittings. So what I'm hoping to do is pick some of the shorter ones. I do have a 5-hour train trip in May, and therefore if I pick some of the short books, hopefully I can just read that all in one sitting on the train. But if not, it's okay, because half of it will be read on the train, then maybe some of it can be read at my mum's place, and then once I'm back home, I can read it at home as well. So that gives me the potential for 3 different locations, even if I do choose a slightly longer book for that train trip. So hopefully I can grab a blaster as well. Anyway, somehow I've managed to double up heaps of prompts. Yes, I'm not going all the way on my Jedi career, but Jedi Knight is nothing to scoff at, really. I'm happy with that. And if I get to move and complete all this, this will be amazing. I'll give it a go. I'm not promising anything. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe. And thank you to all those who have subscribed. I am eternally grateful. Until I see you next time, take care.